Ever get that feeling, right? Like when you're just on the verge of hearing a really good secret?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of where we are right now, because we are diving into all the rumors and leaks and speculation surrounding MetaConnect 2024.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack.
VR, AR, AI, it's all on the table this year. And we've been digging through a ton of articles in Gadget, Android Central, Tech Radar, you name it, we've read it, trying to piece together what Meta has in store for us.
And what I find really interesting is how Meta seems to be positioning themselves in the market,
Yeah.
especially compared to companies like Apple.
Yeah, it's like they took a look at the VR and AR landscape and said, okay, how do we make this technology accessible to literally everyone?
Right, exactly. They're definitely going for that affordability angle,
Yeah.
which is a pretty stark contrast to, say, Apple's Vision Pro,
Yeah.
which is, let's face it, a pretty penny.
Yeah. Not exactly budget friendly. So, to kick things off, let's talk about the Meta Quest 3S, the rumored new headset that has everyone buzzing.
So from what we're hearing, it seems like Meta is aiming to position the Quest 3S as a more budget-friendly option. There's been a lot of speculation about the price, and some sources are even suggesting it could be as low as $299.
$299?
I know. It's practically unheard of for a headset that could potentially run the latest VR games.
Seriously, that's like, I don't know, a nice dinner out. There's got to be a catch. What are they sacrificing to hit that price point?
Well, naturally, there are going to be some trade-offs. Rumor has it that the mixed reality capabilities might not be quite as advanced as what you'd find on the Quest 3. You might not have all the bells and whistles.
Makes sense.
But still, for that price, you get a headset that can handle the latest games, double the storage of the Quest 2. That's a pretty compelling package.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm intrigued, but I'm also a little skeptical. Can they really deliver that level of performance at that price?
I guess we'll have to wait and see. But speaking of big moves, let's talk about Horizon OS. Meta seems to be making a play to make their VR software as ubiquitous as, say, Android is on phones.
Yeah, like the Windows versus Mac situation, but for virtual reality.
Exactly. And I think this could be a game changer in terms of VR adoption.
So instead of just having MetaQuest headsets, we might see Horizon OS running on headsets from Asus, Lenovo, maybe even Xbox down the line.
It's definitely possible. They're shifting from a hardware-centric approach to more of a platform-centric one. And that opens up the market to more competition, which could lead to even lower prices down the road.
And faster innovation.
Right. It's a classic move from the playbook of big tech companies, and it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out in the VR space.
I like the idea of having more options, that's for sure. But speaking of exploring new worlds, AR glasses. Everyone's been dreaming of the day we could ditch the bulky headsets and just have these sleek, stylish glasses that can overlay digital information onto the real world. Is this the year Meta finally delivers?
Well, a full consumer release might be a bit ambitious for this year, but there's a lot of buzz that Meta might give us a sneak peek at their AR glasses, codenamed Orion. Okay, so maybe not the full launch just yet, but at least we might get a glimpse of what they've been working on.
Right, and from what I've heard, these glasses are going to be a significant step up from the Ray-Ban Meta glasses that are currently available.
Oh, so we're not just talking about a minor upgrade here.
Think less smart glasses and more. Well, sci-fi gadget.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Less smart glasses, more sci-fi gadget. I like the sound of that. But you know what else has the whole future is now vibe?
Let me guess. AI.
Bingo. Seems like every tech company under the sun is jumping on the AI bandwagon these days, and Meta is no exception. What's the word on the street? What kind of AI magic are they cooking up for Connect?
Well, we've already seen some hints of Meta's AI capabilities in their other products, like the voice control and assistance features on the Ray-Bans and Quest headsets.
Right.
But I think they're about to take things to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Imagine using AI to edit images in real time through your Ray-Bans, or just summoning virtual objects in mixed reality just by asking for them.
Okay, now that's the kind of AI I can get behind. But let's be real for a second. Every time I hear about some big leap forward in AI, I can't help but think,
Yeah,
is there a catch?
it's a double-edged sword for sure.
Exactly. On the one hand, you've got all this incredible potential, but on the other, there are some pretty serious concerns, privacy being a big one. And let's just say Meta doesn't exactly have the best track record when it comes to data privacy.
True. They're going to have to work hard to earn back some trust on that front.
So how do they do that? How do they convince users, especially those who are already wary of big tech, that this time it's different, that they're using AI responsibly?
Transparency is key. Meta needs to be completely upfront about how they're collecting, storing, and using our data for their AI. Give users control over their own information, be clear about how AI is being used. If they can't address those concerns, all the cool AI features in the world won't matter.
Yeah, people are going to be hesitant to embrace a technology if they don't trust the company behind it. Speaking of embracing technology, we've talked a lot about hardware and software, but we can't forget about the games.
Of course.
Yeah.
What's all this technology without some awesome experiences to go along with it?
Right. So, spill the beans. Is Meta going to give VR gaming the attention it deserves at Connect this year? Or are we going to be stuck with another hardware-heavy presentation?
Well, traditionally, Connect hasn't been the biggest stage for game announcements.
Yeah, you know.
But hey, there's always hope.
Okay, so what are we hoping for here? Big budget sequels, brand new IPs. What's on your VR gaming wish list?
I wouldn't necessarily expect any huge AAA game reveals,
Okay.
but I think there's a lot of potential for exciting announcements in the mixed reality space. Games that blur the lines between the virtual and real worlds. Think using your living room as a giant game board or interacting with virtual characters as if they were actually standing right there in front of you.
Okay, now that is something I'd love to see.
I mean, there's always that one title everyone's hoping for, right? Like the holy grail of VR game announcements.
Okay, so what's your holy grail? What game are you hoping Meta pulls out of their back pocket?
For me, it's GTA. San Andreas' VR. There were those rumors a while back.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And then nothing. Radio silence. But still, a gamer can dream.
A fully realized San Andreas in VR. That would be amazing. But, besides the big name titles, what I'm really excited about are those truly innovative, groundbreaking VR experiences you mentioned. Are there any specific titles on your radar that you think really push the boundaries of what's possible with this technology?
There are a few smaller studios out there doing some really cool things with hand tracking technology.
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine a game where you can use your actual hands to solve intricate puzzles in the virtual world. Or craft complex objects. That level of immersion.
Okay, that's next level.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff that gets me excited about the future of VR. It's like the Wild West out there right now.
Exactly. It reminds me of the early days of indie game development, where you had all these creative minds experimenting with new technology, not afraid to take risks.
And look what came out of that. Some of the most iconic games of all time started out as these small indie projects. So if you had to sum up MetaConnect 2024 in a single sentence, what would it be?
Meta's going all in on accessibility.
Making VR and AR technology for everyone, not just the tech elite.
Exactly. Lower prices, more open platforms, AI that actually enhances our lives. It's a bold vision.
And it's going to be fascinating to see if they can pull it off. But hey, that's what makes this whole thing so exciting, right?
Absolutely. This feels like a pivotal moment for VR and AR, like we're on the cusp of something big.
It's like the calm before the storm, We're just waiting for Meta to blow our minds.
I can't wait.
Me neither. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into MetaConnect 2024.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and be sure to let us know what you're most excited about.
Yeah, what are you hoping to see from MetaConnect? Hit us up on social media and share your thoughts.
Until next time, happy diving.